Namaskaram. Welcome to Prayathnam's YouTube channel. The topic I have chosen to speak on is Sangam age poems in Tamil. Thanks to my Tamil teacher, Dr. S. Raghuraman, my love for Sangam age poems grew to 3 full-length productions, Nattrinai, Purananuru and Ainkurunuru. The specialty of Sangam poems is that it addresses and portrays human emotions. So, it would be enjoyable in any place in this world. The next aspect is that the poems also revolve around human life, unlike the later works that connect with religion in one way or other. The topic is rather vast, and we would just take a peek into the world of Sangam poems. Firstly, the word Sangam itself. Sangam age generally refers to the period between 2nd BCE to 2nd CE. Historians and scholars sometimes date back this era from 5 BCE. The word Sangam means a congregation of scholars, an academy. Tamil tradition has references to 3 Sangam through time, called as Mudal, Idai and Kadai Sangams. They meant the early, middle and later Sangam. The first Sangam was supposedly in Madurai, earlier spanned a period of 4,400 years with 89 kings and 4,499 scholars. The next one was at Kapatapuram, spanning 3,700 years, 59 kings, and 3,700 scholars. The later or the last Sangam was at Madurai. Could be taken as the present Madurai, spanning 1,850 years, 49 kings, and 449 poets. One would raise eyebrows listening to the 4,499 or 3,700 years, which we do not have clear documentation. Also, because we have an account of a massive tsunami that is known to have submerged a huge tailpiece land of southern India, which was known by the name Kumarikandam. Besides these unaccounted information of the first and second Sangams, the third Sangam has sparse documentation by way of surviving literature from that period, the Sangam works. Apart from literature, mostly in poetry form, we have documentation to history through archaeology and foreign travelers who have written on their travel to the southern part of India. This region, the southern tip of Indian peninsula, was known by the name Tamilagam in the Sangam age. 3 clans of kings known as the Chera, Chola and Pandyas were ruling this landmass, which includes Tamil Nadu, Kerala, southern region of Andhra and Karnataka, and the language spoken by the people was Tamil. With perennial rivers, the land was fertile and agriculture was the main occupation of the people. There are also well-known proofs for maritime relationship and trade that took place with Greek and Roman empires. Dance and music was greatly patronized by the kings. The musicians were mostly nomadic people who went from place to place, sang and danced the glories of the kings in their courts. Attam and Kuttu was the names given for dance. While Attam meant dancing, Kuttu meant theatre. Sangam works earliest is known to us as Tolkapiyam. We also have the Padinan Mel Kanakku and Padinan Kil Kanakku, the other works. The Sangam period works was followed by a period of epics. The very famous being Silapadigaram, the others were Manimegalai, Balayapati, Kundalakesi, and Sivaga Chintamani. While Silapadigaram, Manimegalai, and Sivaga Chintamani stood the test of time, the other 2 were lost and not available to us today. The subject matter of poems were in two broad categories, Aham and Puram. Aham inside, Puram outside. Aham meant the love life of the people, and Puram meant the social life. When a person is in a particular mood, and if the ambience falls in line with the same mood, then the mood gets greatly enhanced. On the other hand, the same ambience can create or kindle different emotions if it contrasts with the mood of the person. The breeze, fragrance of flowers, and the buzzing bees enhance the mood of Sringara to a heroine who eagerly awaits her lord's arrival, or who is in the company of her beloved. But the same ambience becomes disgusting and painful to a Naika who is separated from her lover. The breeze looks like thorns to her, and the fragrance of freshly bloomed flowers gives her disgust, and the buzz of the bees taunts her like thunder. Tamil literature has used nature categorized in 5 different landscapes. Term Thinai is used for them. Nature has been placed as the backdrop for human emotions in the Aham poetry. Aham poetry that deals with the love life, and 5 types of such emotions are attached with 5 types of landscapes. These 5 are natural emotions in love and so are associated with nature. Aham is further divided into Kadavu, which is the love life before marriage, and Karpu, that is after marriage. There are 2 other mental states that are called Prayathnam and Kaikilai and are not associated with nature and landscapes since they are categorized as unnatural. While Kaikilai is one-sided love, Prayathnam is love against customs. Emotions other than love, such as war, heroism, charity, etc., come under Puram. Just as we have known about the bhava, vibhava, etc. in Sanskrit tradition, in Tamil there are 3 concepts that come together to picturize a scene. They are called Mudal, Karu, and Uri. The first facet is called Mudal, which consists of the land, its corresponding season, and time zone. The second facet is Karu, which consists of 14 elements connected with that land, and the third is Uri, which is the specific mood associated in that landscape. These 3 facets contribute to the aesthetics and beauty of the Agam poetry, making it enjoyable even in this 21st century. The 5 landscapes get their name from the flowers that are typical to that land. The landscapes and their associated emotions are Kurinji, mountains and adjoining areas, and the mood is union. Mullai is forests and adjoining areas, and the mood is longing. Marudam includes plains and agricultural land and adjoining areas, and the mood is difference of opinion. Neidal is sea and adjoining areas, and the mood is lamenting. Palai is desert and adjoining areas, and the mood is separation. A director of a play or a choreographer would want to create an ambience that leads to certain understanding in the mind of the onlooker, the Rasika, even before the principal characters come to play. There are imprints in the mind that are generalized and some are exceptional. For example, a character on stage with a black attire and another character in green would soon give an understanding of negative and positive traits. Similarly, a garden of creepers and fresh flowers hint a pleasant mood, while parched land with cactus hint a painful mood. Each of the landscape had 14 ingredients to it, called as Karu. They are God, time, season, soil, animal, bird, plant, flower, water, melody and percussion instruments, living place, food, occupation, and people. People had both the high class and the labor class. Let me take an example of the land Kurinji. We saw earlier that Kurinji is land that has mountains and its surrounding area. This is the first poem in the anthology Nattrinai, and the poet is Kapilar. The person who's talking is the heroine, and she talks about her beloved. He will never leave me, she says. Do you know what our love life is about? Just as a bee that takes the fragrance of beautiful lotuses and carries it to beautiful sandal trees and creates a beautiful honeybee hive there. That type is our life. It's also deep, it is also tall, it is also fragrant, and it is full of richness. He will never leave me. The world can be imagined without water? No. Similarly, he knows I cannot be without him. He stands for what he speaks. My beloved, she says. Stay tuned with our channel, Prayathnam's YouTube channel. Do not forget to subscribe. I shall meet you in my next presentation with more insight into Sangam age poems.